the stage was set for the final race to the wire. The last chapter in one of the most exciting college basketball races in history. UCLA, the Cinderella story of 1980, going for its first national championship since the celebrated glory years, ending with John Wooden's 10th title in 1975. But could a bunch of youngsters led by the veteran Kiki Vandeweghe and a new coach really justify calling themselves number one? They had one final test. The high-flying Cardinals of Louisville, who had come so close in recent years but had never won at all. Darrell Griffin had his final shot for the national title that he promised when he first went to Louisville. He was the catalyst of this tight-knit young team. It was Brown versus Crum, who speaks about the UCLA mystique.
I think I was able to instill into our team that they were no better than we were, and that I happened to know as much about them as anybody, and being a graduate and alumnus of there, I follow them very closely. So we didn't have the same problem with that I think a lot of the other schools that had to face them on the road into the Final Four had.
Yes, the long race was nearing an end, and it was a perfect matchup. The game tipped off with one of the youngest NCAA finals lineups in history, 7 sophomores and freshmen. Louisville immediately went to their famous running game. Griffith gets a fine pass to Wiley Brown. And the Cardinals are on the board first. Vandeweghe, who was so great in the semifinals, counters. Both teams were playing cautiously in the early moments. Then Darrell Griffith puts Louisville up 10-6 with nearly 7 minutes gone on the clock. And Louisville's hustle defensively pays off moments later when Griffith steals Holton's pass. Speeding up court, he leads Eves. But UCLA's Cliff Pruitt destroys what seemed to be a sure two-pointer. Foster hustles for the ball, and the Bruins are off to the races. It's Vandeweghe who calmly finds the basket over a late-arriving Griffith. After trading buckets, UCLA takes its first lead, 16-14, and it's Pruitt, who came up with a defensive gem moments ago, who comes up with a big bucket here. UCLA stretched the lead to 4 and almost to 6. But it was Griffith who makes the big block on Vandeweghe's shot. And following that, a nice combination of passes by Louisville, with Smith winding up with the basketball and putting it through the hole. UCLA's lead cut to 20-18. UCLA turned the ball over on the following play, and Eves tries from the corner. A little bit too hard, but Wright makes a leaping tip in to tie the score with 4 minutes to go. UCLA calls timeout.
The rest of the half, I want the weak side guard to dive. The weak side guard to dive on the entry. That's going to blow.
Brown's encouragement pays off. Missed shot. Holton rebounding, feeding Foster. And he shows why he was one of the fastest players in the country, nicknamed the Rocket, putting the Bruins up 26-22. UCLA keeps a 4-point edge, 28-24. Griffith watches the clock wind down. With 6 seconds to go in the half, he turns and fires. He's got it. 28 for UCLA, Louisville 26 at halftime. What a ball game. Actually, both teams shot rather poorly in the first half. UCLA had 33%, Louisville 35%. Louisville apparently had difficulty getting untracked in the first half.
I felt I had to do something, and so I uncharacteristically did a little yelling and screaming at them. I told them I thought they were choking, that it was a shame that we played so well getting there, that at least if we got beat, let's get beat because the other team's better, not because we just didn't play loose and relaxed and up to our ability, that this team was no better than we were, and all we had to do was go out there and be loose.
Well, Crum's scolding apparently woke up the Cardinals as they battled back and tied the score 32-all on this Eves layup with just over 16 minutes to go in the game. Louisville was rolling with 3 straight baskets. Smith finding Brown coming down the middle. The Cardinals regain the lead 34-32 for the first time since 10 minutes were gone in the first half. Louisville's momentum continues when Eves hits Griffith for a beautiful reverse shot, putting the Cardinals up by 4. Just over 15 minutes to go in the game. At this point, the Bruins called timeout. The defense was starting to crack, and Coach Brown felt it important to shore it up.
Hey, look, stay active, defense. Don't foul. Defensive board is killing us. Tony, get on the
UCLA pulled to within 2. Then an outstanding defensive play by Vandeweghe gets the ball loose to Foster. He drives the length of the court, and he ties it up at 38 with 12:34 to go. Tight defense and alert board play by both teams made the going so tight that neither could gain more than a 1-point advantage until Vandeweghe scraped the board again, and it was the speedy Foster who put UCLA in front 48-45, 7 minutes to play. Brown shows the tenseness as he tries to become the only coach to win the national title in his first year. Griffith misses. Vandeweghe rebounds. Again, he hits Foster, who lofts this perfect feed to Sanders. And it's 50-45 UCLA. Griffith gets on track when Brown feeds him with an alley-oop pass. He's fouled by Holton and connects for the 3-point play. That makes the score 50-48 with 5 minutes and 57 seconds to go. Moments later, Vandeweghe makes the score 54-50. The Bruins had an opportunity to go up by 6 with 4 minutes to go and perhaps eliminate Louisville's chances. Vandeweghe steals the ball, drives down court for what appears to be an easy layup. But Eve's speed throws him off balance just enough, forcing Kiki to miss the shot. It proves to be the turning point in the game. Louisville capitalizes with 3 quick baskets.
Go, roll!
Eves hits from the baseline. Then Eves down the lane. Foster tries a long-range bomb for UCLA. It misfires. McRae hauls down one of his 11 rebounds, and the Cardinal partisans go crazy. Griffith pulls up. Connects on his last points as a college player, putting Louisville ahead 56-54. UCLA calling timeout, 2:17 to go.
Everybody on the board, defensively, no fouls, no lazy passes. They'll be frank. The worst thing we'll do is let them foul us. We're not going to give that ball up without 50 hands.
UCLA turned the ball over, and Louisville works the clock down to 52 seconds. Sanders is forced to foul Smith. And Derrick hits both free throws, giving Louisville a 58-54 advantage. Crum talks about that moment.
When Derrick hit those 2 free throws and the realization that, hey, we're going to win this thing, when that hit me, it was just an unbelievable feeling of relief. I can't say I was overjoyed because I think the pressure was so great that the feeling of relief that, hey, can you believe it? We are finally going to win one of these things.
Following another UCLA turnover, the Cardinals get the ball right back, but Berkman throws it out of bounds with 43 seconds to go, and UCLA has another chance. Vandeweghe fires it. No good. Berkman rebounds. The Bruins' cold spell has lasted over 4 minutes. It appears that Louisville has won its first national basketball championship. Griffith feeds to Brown, who feeds McRae, who tries a slam dunk, and he's fouled by Sanders. Louisville goes wild as UCLA calls timeout. Only 14 ticks are left on the clock, and Coach Brown had some thoughtful words for his players.
Hey, look, I'm so proud of you guys. Just hold your heads up. Something funny could happen.
Unfortunately for the Bruins, something funny didn't happen. The seconds ticked off, and then time ran out. It was all over. Final score, Louisville 59, UCLA 54. Louisville's 33-3 record becomes the second most wins by an NCAA champion. Both coaches displayed great admiration for one another. Darrell Griffith had led all scorers with 23 points, and he had kept his promise of bringing home the NCAA title to his hometown of Louisville, Kentucky.
To be #1 in the United States, not only in your state, but other people's states, is just something that you can't hardly describe.
Griffith was named the tournament's outstanding player. and was joined on the all-tournament team by McRae, UCLA's Vandeweghe and Foster, and Purdue's Carroll. What a moment to cut the net down and then wear it. It all began last November with 261 Division I teams. And as it always is, it's anybody's race. But when it was all over in